Welcome to this video. Hello, my name is Eden and I come from another planet. On your planet, Eden is probably a female name, so I have decided to adopt a female voice. Everything I am about to tell you may seem like pure science fiction as you call it, but in reality, it is much more. However, my intention is not to scare you but to increase your awareness so that you can look at things from a new perspective. As they say, the truth will set you free. If you know the truth, you can also find a way to defend yourself because you know who and what you are dealing with. On the other hand, if you do not know your enemy or where the attacks on yourself or the things you love come from, how can you defend or counterattack? After this preamble, now I will tell you some things that will certainly awaken your consciousness as you call it. Everything that happens here on your planet called Earth is not the result of an unknown or unreachable divine force, and therefore incomprehensible, or, as you say, it is the work of fate, which is unpredictable and therefore beyond your control. This way of thinking is meticulously orchestrated by those on this planet whose only interest is to enslave and destroy your dreams and happiness, as well as that of everyone else. Furthermore, the more incomprehensible things are, the more they are beyond your reach and that of ordinary people. Things are deliberately made difficult and incomprehensible so that you have no control over them. Let me give you a very simple example. On your planet, you use metal boxes with wheels and a propulsion system that you call cars to move around. You have full control over this motorized mobile box because someone taught you how to operate it, and since you know how to handle it, it does not cause you any problems. Furthermore, the population is deliberately kept ignorant through the manipulation of education and the concealment of truth. There are scriptures and truths written in past centuries on your planet that have mysteriously disappeared and been replaced by falsehoods. I tell you this because the cycles of history repeat themselves and have already occurred on other planets. You are not alone in this universe. There are other civilizations and existences, and I come from one of them. Wars, madness, crime, drugs, injustice, all rampant on your planet Earth, and there seems to be no solution to this when in fact what is lacking is the will to solve these things. On planet Earth, you live in a false reality perfectly manipulated to give you no solution and to make you believe that there are no solutions, so you do not even try to change things because you feel powerless. The technologies on your planet, such as electronics or any other invention, may seem brand new, but they are actually outdated compared to what exists elsewhere. Moreover, even if these technologies help or should help to improve, they are monopolized and used to further enslave, giving a semblance of freedom. As I said before, I do not want to scare or demoralize you, but I just want to increase your awareness about yourself and the planet where you currently are. I'll tell you something that you will find hard to believe. Sit down and listen. You are not a body that lives only once and then dies and is buried, and everything ends because if it were so, it would be very bad. In practice, you are born knowing that you will die after a while. With this belief that has been instilled in you, you cannot have the possibility of happiness and a future. Probably, if it exists, it is only apparent. But know that you are a spiritual being, and as such, you have lived other times and will live other times. I tell you this because I, who have not undergone the falsehoods that have been instilled in you, can see things clearly. Decades ago on your planet, some began manipulating the weather using technology that should be used to improve the conditions of populations. These extreme conditions that are occurring, such as torrential rains, floods, enormous hailstorms, and even, maybe now you won't believe me, earthquakes, are created using extreme technologies, obviously not all, but many. I tell you this because all this is nothing but the repetition of things that have already happened on other planets elsewhere. Looking up at the sky, you may have noticed that the skies are not as blue as in the past but are often cloudy. Strange cloud phenomena such as long white trails kilometers long are visible, and also planes releasing very long white trails that expand and do not disappear, and after a while, climatic disasters occur. Obviously, no one talks about these things, and if someone did, they would be ridiculed, somewhat the same if someone says they have lived other lives. They would be ridiculed and labeled as crazy, and at this point, what you call psychiatry would intervene, whose purpose is to invent diseases to then invent drugs to treat them. I tell you this because I know these things, and I have already experienced them a long time ago elsewhere on other planets. In reality, observing all this from your point of view, it seems that there is no way out of all this. Things simply get worse without a solution to solve them. Furthermore, on your planet, you have many religions, which are a good thing, but unfortunately, most of the major religions are hiding the truth about the true essence of life and what you really are. They have manipulated the truth over the centuries so that you are obscured and unable to understand how things really are. There are small religions that tell you more truths, and these are often fought against, insulted, and made to appear as heretical. We also have something similar to your religion, but it has to do with a greater truth. In practice, planet Earth is a prison planet from which you cannot escape unless you know how. The only way to get out of this situation is to find the truth that resides within you, but you have forgotten it by agreeing with what they have told you. I have been observing the evolution of things on planet Earth for some time. Politicians are installed in positions of power to cause disasters or enrich their masters, and it could not be otherwise because only a deep intention to make things go wrong can make what is happening here on your planet. Man is inherently positive and intends to make things go well and try to be happy and honest, but it is those few evil ones thirsty for power and money who ruin everything, and if you know this, you can start to change things for the better. The madmen who rule planet Earth have a clear purpose, which is to destroy and sow desolation and misery. All this seems to be the norm and the normal evolution of life, but in reality, it is not. But in order to see it, you need to take a step outside the planet to look at it with a neutral eye, as I am doing since I am not involved. Since, as I told you, all the negativity that is happening on this planet is intentional, it means that things can change, if there is the will, because it depends on those who inhabit planet Earth and not on some divine or unknown force that controls planet Earth, which would be in this case beyond the reach of all of you. The power of your mind and your spiritual nature are much more powerful and superior to the matter of which this planet is composed. Over the past millennia, they have made us believe that matter is much more important than spirituality, but this is probably the greatest falsehood that has been instilled in you all. Think about what would happen if weapons were not built, if drugs were not produced, and if criminals were truly made harmless, and if in positions of power, there were honest people with the intention of making things go well. Probably all the problems of planet Earth would be solved. With this intervention of mine, I wanted to give you a vision of your planet so that you can have a better understanding of why your planet is in these conditions. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and give it a like. For now, I bid you farewell, and maybe we'll talk again another time.